What's changed is the angle of view to the crime, distance to the crime, difference in lightning. Distance muss es sein. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not the question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness, yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to an inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Huh? Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I forced myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Aha. Das heißt, hier musst du einmal komplett ganz außen rum. Difference in Lightning. Immer schön die Lightning skippen heute. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of crime. 5 minutes? Okay, das ist natürlich heavy. Huh, this changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it, I have photographic evidence. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful inventation. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Whoa. Mr. Wright, we have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing and the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make a pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Der Judge ist der Täter. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the caught-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Oh shit, was? Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Whoa, a triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow her one more testimony. Of course, Herr Judge, Sie sind natürlich nicht erpressbar. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What she's going to pull out of her lunchbox this time. Decisive evidence, okay. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was of course the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of defendant Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Aha, warum hat sie das nicht eben ausgekramt? What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Gute Nacht, Skybreaker. Mach's gut. Schau dir bloß den Stream im Nachhinein an, damit keine Fragen entstehen. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 roots of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstand. It appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. White enameled shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Mach's gut, Raffi. Schlaf gut, Mann. So, ich hab gesaved. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Bah, Fisch in der Reihen. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with this victim's shoe? So, das ist jetzt das letzte Mal, dass wir etwas präsentiert bekommen, das ich nicht verpassen darf. Dementsprechend einmal auf den Trophy Light Guide gucken. There's a problem und dann sind wir durch. Aber die Trophy bekommen wir trotzdem erst später. Aber hier sehen wir ein paar Sachen, die sie nur hier zeigt vor Gericht. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. With that gleam in your eyes, you're still a young rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Oh, vielen Dank. Was ist das Problem? Allegro. Kira hat mir hier Eis hingelegt. Wie geil ist das denn? Na Freunde, das ist richtig geiles Ben Jerry's Eis, ja? Das ist diese neue Sorte. Wie heißt die? Noch irgendwie Mu, Karamell, noch was mit Cookies. Richtig geil. Was ist auffällig an dem Schuh? Ich glaube die Sohle. Beziehungsweise das Blut an der Sohle. Müsste die Sohle sein. Falsche Schuhgröße. So, ich glaube, es ist wirklich die Sohle. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, aber das ist das Blut an der Sohle. So, ganz nebenbei, Ben Jerry's kann ich nur empfehlen. Auch wenn es ein bisschen teurer ist, aber geschmacklich richtig geiles Eis. Ja. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Huh, indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Also entweder ist es das Foto, weil, wie soll denn da Blut auf die Sohle hinkommen? Oder es ist... Es muss das Foto sein, oder? Chat? Es muss das Foto sein. Ich will jetzt aber nichts falsch machen. Ist es das Foto? Chat Carry. Es ist das Foto, oder? Ja, richtig, das habe ich mir auch gedacht. Es liegt halt kein Blut auf dem Foto. Auf dem Boden. Ja, es muss das hier sein. The problem lies in the footprints. The footprints? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then, where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Oh ja, Anton, sehe ich genauso. Du sagst es, Idio. Order, order, order! Well, witness? What, huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprints is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't any footprint. Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Da hat der Edgeworth aber was dagegen. I see. Die war richtig gut, IDO. Der letzte Fall hat es richtig in sich. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator. This one. A leopard woman. Raw. Ja, ich werde natürlich auch die Fälle dann später auf YouTube hochladen. Keine Sorge. Also nach Teil 1 werde ich anfangen, die Fälle im Ganzen, ja, als ganzes Fallvideo dann auf YouTube hochzuladen. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum, kicked over by the chief prosecutor, was brimming with water. Water? What does it mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason, and the one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ah! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Specialty. Ich hab's! Specialty! Erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough! There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. Objection! Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh, me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here are you demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Holy shit, wie viel hat die denn noch am Start? The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the Kothop Queen. Look at this. What the hell? A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. Huh? I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Oh, das ist immer geil, wenn alles um ihn herum schwarz wird und er so in Gedanken versunken ist. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Huh? Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. Bitter. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection! Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there is a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose, since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Aha, da hängt etwas aus dem Auspuff. Get yourself up the asphalt, also weg vom Boden, nach oben. Ah, ja, muss der Auspuff sein. Phoenix dies in Avengers Endgame. No! The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler of scarf or any kind of this photograph. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. Oh, God. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? Huh, so what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. Alter, der Justice Cooper ist tiefste Mensch, wenn es um andere geht, aber bei Phoenix wird er mal schnell ein Gürtel unterschreiben. Klassiker, ja, Klassiker. Selbst Red White hatte ihn ja in Fall Nummer 2 im Griff, ja. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Oopsie. Muss ich wieder das Foto zeigen? Alter, wie oft habe ich denn das Foto heute schon gezeigt? No, das Cellphone! Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ah! Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned, Verzeihung, was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this pipe of cloth is vital evidence. Ah! Ich habe nur noch 2 Ausrufezeichen. Ich habe viele verkackt, IDO. Bewusst, weil ich eine Trophy haben wollte. Und dafür muss man Rachel Starr dazu bringen, alle ihre Lunchboxen zu zeigen. Und einige von denen gibt es nur, wenn man ein paar Sachen falsch, rausposaunt. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered, here we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry. Alter, der ist der Beste, der Richter. Der Richter ist der Beste, wirklich. Gibt niemand cooleren als ihn. Du, 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 du. Ja, na sicher, IDO. Ich freue mich schon sehr auf die nächste Season. Ich habe das perfekte Video für dich. Hau raus. Mr. Wright. What? Warte, ich speichere mir das mal ab und dann gucke ich mir das nach dem Stream in aller Ruhe an. Ah, das ist die Verhandlung mit Chuck. Ja, das hätte ich mir denken können. What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we are swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turned this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. Boah, ich muss aufstoßen. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. McCree! They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young un at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look and see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Mach mal. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner? Sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Oh, wee! Ja, richtig, Paso. Hatten die, glaube ich, sogar schon geklärt. Eben im Fall. Aber es ist, bedeutet, glaube ich, auch Auspuff. Ne? Also das Auspuffrohr. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh, was ist los? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be! This can't happen! I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Oh, it's you!